And welcome back to another episode of Life in Prison. As always, my name is Zach. Unfortunately, I did 5 years of my life in West Virginia Maximum Security Prison, Mount Olive in Huntsville, for 5 years. And since getting out, I have then dedicated my life, went and got my medical degree, and now I help others that unfortunately cannot help themselves. One of the things we're going to be talking about today is PTSD and, mental health. And this is one of the things that not only inmates and prisoners have to deal with, but unfortunately a lot of people that are out in society. The problem is there's a lot of people that deal with it and they aren't diagnosed or they don't get it checked out. I'm sure that a lot of people have had unfortunate events that have happened in their life, whether it be in childhood, teen years or adulthood, tragic events that happen, and they just bottle things up. Something happened and they don't tell anybody, right? Something happened and they can't speak about it. They refuse to speak about it. There's things that, people would never ever tell another living soul, and stuff like that can start digging on the inside. Unless you seek help, how are you going to treat it? Speaking out and acknowledging that you have some type of issue, something's bothering you, right? It's not saying that you're weak, it's just the mind is a very, very fragile thing. Unfortunately, being in prison, maximum security prison, there's guys that they lose their mind. And being as I said once before, your mind is a very, very fragile thing, right? And if certain individuals are left alone unattended where they have no outside communication at all. It's just themselves, the quietness in their own mind. Some people literally snap and lose it. And I know a lot of individuals that get out from being incarcerated and they have issues, whether it being getting back in society or not being able to handle the stress from whatever it may be in their life. Whether it's trying to find a job, whether it's, establishing the relationship with their family that they used to have prior to prison, because a lot of things happen in prison and it can really affect people. And if they don't acknowledge it, then they can't seek help, then they'll never be able to get better and fully be happy in their own lives because they're so worried about whatever this thing is that's bothering them in the first place. Now, some people are different than others. I do understand that everyone comes from a different type of environment, right? Some people can get healthcare service a lot better than others. If you're able to talk to somebody, please do. It can only better yourself. At the end of the day, I know a lot of people are only out here for themselves. Work. Negativity at work all the time. No matter what type of workplace you go to, someone's going to be miserable. Someone else's life is going to be so miserable that they're going to want to drag you into it. So when you have so much negativity at work, then you go out in public, and once again you see nothing but negativity. And then also at your household, if things are off or if there's not true happiness there, then there's another place where there's nothing but negativity. So wherever you go during the day is nothing but negativity that starts to drain you. And then you start to feel lost, like there is no hope. Like there is no light at the end of the tunnel. There is. I know it's hard, it's easier said than done. I've honestly went through it myself. If you're not happy, right? If you truly are not happy, and if it's been long periods of time where nothing has changed and this unhappiness is still there, then you obviously need to start changing things to make that go away. It's okay. You've been hurt before. Trying to cover up the hurt or the pain, right, is not going to do anything but hurt you, yourself, and the ones that you love around you. Because you ever notice, especially in prison, a lot of dudes, we hurt the ones that are most close to us, right? You've seen the dudes on the phone, right? Yelling, screaming at their people, at their girl, their mom, their dad, brother, sister, children. Yelling, screaming they need to send all this money, or they need to do this, or need to pick this up somewhere, right? Because they've put themselves in a situation, so now the easiest targets and the ones to fix it are always the ones that are closest to you. Why is it whenever we get hurt, the first ones we run to are the closest ones to us? But yet, then again, at the same time, whenever we want to do dirt or we get over on somebody, it's always the same individuals that we just ran to whenever we were feeling some type of way. At these facilities, right, that are overpacked and overcrowded, how many individuals are suffering with some type of mental health issue, regardless if it's PTSD, schizophrenia, delusia, people have all sorts of ailments that are in prison, but they don't get the aid that they actually need. With me being in prison for 5 years, in the thick of it, I can see that there is very, very, very high negligence going on. You've got mental health wards that hold 19, 20 inmates. You got to think, if there's 1,500 inmates there, there's definitely going to be 100 people that are dealing with some type of mental health issue. They don't get the help that they need. You know what they get? They get to go every morning, every afternoon, and every night to pill call. They get a little pill. Then they take that pill, and all their issues and sufferings are going away, right? But what happens if they're not on that medication? Then what? They're back in the hole, not getting the nutrition that they need, along with the medication that they are required to have. Yeah, people lose it. People be back in the cells, sitting in their own fecal matter, not eating. There'll be moldy food all in their cell. It's disturbing, and it's messed up because you can't do anything about it. Most of the time people are dealing with issues that was brought upon them, right? Situations where adults had accidentally did something, purposely did something, and they were just, unfortunately, the victim of the matter. You can't blame yourself. Whatever it may be, you cannot blame yourself that something accidentally, purposely, whatever it may be, happened to you. What you can do to help yourself is to speak with somebody about it. It's okay. There's ones out there that actually do care about somebody that they don't know. There's a lot of people that are out here on the streets that have never experienced prison, and I hope you never do, that are also dealing with these types of situations and thoughts, lifestyles, whatever it may be. There are people out there that do care, right? Not everyone out there is a piece of shit. If you haven't already done it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification button so you'll be first informed when I upload. As I said before, this is just a short video on slight glimmer of mental health and PTSD, issues that people deal with after being incarcerated in prison, along with also the people that are out here on the streets that also deal with it too. If you haven't already done it, go ahead and check out Caleb, my buddy over at Stone Collective Supply Company. Check him out on Instagram. Also, go online, stonecollectivesupply.com, to go ahead and check out the drop. Christmas and Thanksgiving's coming up, so I am just curious to see what happens, because that last Halloween drop, fall drop, was dope. So go ahead and check them out. Show them some love over on Instagram, Stone Collective Supply Company over on Instagram, along with stonecollectivesupply.com. Caleb, fucking love you, bro. As I said before, go ahead and hit that thumbs up if you like this video. Go ahead and hit that subscribe and that bell notification button so you're first informed when I upload, guys. Greatly appreciate it. This here is a prison channel that does nothing but promote positivity. We don't have time for the drama, guys. I promise you that. As always, I send my utmost love, loyalty, respect. Keep your head up, stay positive, and keep it pushing.